Okay, guys, we got a 2008 or 7. The date of production is 5/7, but it says it's supposed to be a 2008. This is a BMW 535i. Customer complaint: AC stopped working. Car was parked for some time. He went somewhere for about a couple of months and came back, and AC doesn't work anymore. So I came to try to diagnose this car. First of all, I couldn't figure out where the AC was because I couldn't see it from the top. It's a lot of hoses. This car is equipped with a turbo. Long story short, I had to go underneath the car to actually realize the AC was actually a lot easier to access than I thought. It's going to be on the driver's side, for those who don't know. There goes the AC compressor. Right now, I'm back probe on the white wire, which is basically the power wire. And yes, I had to take out a whole bunch of hoses and whatnot, but that's what we need to do to gain access. And as you can see, my light is on. It's connected to ground and it's on. This is basically, we have power going to the AC. The ground also is good, and we're going to prove it just now. So we're going to switch from power and we're going to go to ground on this side. Hold on 1 second. All right, so let's go to the power up there. Check the ground control, and the ground control is there. So good power, good ground. AC is on. It's supposed to be on, but it's not on, and the fan is not on either. So that and that. So not sure if the fan is controlled by any other device. Is it on a different circuit? Is it having a relay independent of the main relay there? Because the fan doesn't. Fan actually works. I did some manual actuation using my scan tool, and I will do another one just so you believe me. Anyway, I'm inside the car. Nothing is happening. Like I said, this is the data that I'm getting here. You know, AC function is on. As you see, if I turn it off, guess what? Off. Right? Back on. So that is definitely working. This is what's not working. The auxiliary fan stage, you can see it's still at 0. I believe this is the fan, the condenser fan, or the condenser side of the fan that's supposed to kick on when you turn the compressor on. That's not there. The compressor refrigerating capacity right there, you can see also. It changes from 0 when you turn the compressor off to where it's at right now, around 80. But the compressor's not doing anything right now. We got the evaporative temperature, we got the ambient temperature sitting at 88, and it's working properly. So it's not because we have another variable because of that. That is fine. What else? Outside temperature again, 88.7. What else? Refrigerant pressure right there, 111. Because today it's not that hot today, and we're sitting in the shade right here, so it's not that hot today. Yesterday was around 149. Today is the sensor supply voltage right there. Didn't move from yesterday to today. So what else? You know. So this is where we're at right now, trying to figure out why. Is it really a bad compressor? Is it a bad compressor, or is it a bad fan, or is it something else? This is basically where we're at. Again, I'm gonna turn the car off briefly, and then we're gonna come here. We're gonna do some actuation just to prove our case here, if we could. Let me see. I'm not caring about that. That's not what I want. I might go into the I wish it had like a compressor actuation actually, but there you go. Switch on auxiliary fan. This is what I want. Not running. Activate. Just to make sure I don't have to test it out manually. And there you go. And that doesn't work. So when we activate the auxiliary fan, performing the actual activation, fan on, right there, nothing happens. So now we get one of two things. The fan is either bad, right, meaning the module that's controlling these different modes, that is shot, or if it is independently controlled by a separate relay, I need to go after that relay. So that's what I'm going to try to do. and then we'll see. All right, we're back. Let me turn this down. So I finally figured out how to, actually by mistake, I figured out how to turn on the auxiliary fan. Actually, you have to have the car on, even though it doesn't say that as a condition to turning this on when you go in active mode. I don't know why, but so I had everything put back together, and I just happened to start the car while my scan tool was already on, this screen right here, which is activation. And as soon as I turned it on, this thing was on. And yeah, so now I don't know if you can hear it. Let me see if you can hear the noise. That's pretty loud fan there. Let me turn it off from here. All right, let's check it out. I'm going to deactivate it. Listen to the noise go away. I'm going to turn it back on. All right, so there goes your auxiliary fan. Deactivate. We had enough now, I think, honestly. Check all the diffusers in there, of course. I don't know why, just I guess for peace of mind, because as usual I don't have a diagram, so I kind of gotta wing it. And so far, if you follow my channel, it's been working pretty fine. I've been winging it for some time now. But I think a lot of it is just common sense and being used to some, just working on these cars and watching a lot of YouTube and the people who really know and how they go about diagnosing cars. And sometimes you can find a common thread and you can work with that. But like I said, I wish I had a AC compressor activation, a PID, but unfortunately I don't see anything like that here. So because I would have been but anyway, we checked the power in the ground while it's on, and there's definitely constant power and ground is there also. So I think that should be enough. Why did it just happen to just go bad just out of the blue? I have no idea, honestly. I really don't. But based upon this diagnosis, that's all I can surmise. It's bad. All right, guys. So I want to get out of here now, and we'll wait for the compressor. We ordered one from Rock Auto for about what is it, $375. We called the BMW shop in town, and they wanted $690 for the compressor by itself and $480 to do the labor. So that was the quote that we have from them. So from $690 to $375, I think it's a no-brainer. And he only was giving us 6 months warranty, mind you, on a brand new AC compressor. So that's kind of whack. So we're gonna probably do it ourselves, and that's gonna be my first time doing this job. If I get the job, I will. I think I will. Bismillah. So I will definitely try to record it for you guys and see what I can give you as far as pointers. It doesn't look like it's going to be a very, very heavy job. I'm not sure, because the compressor, when I take all these things off, doesn't look like it's going to give me too much of a hassle to get it out of there from the top. But you don't know until you know. So we'll keep you updated. What's going on, guys? So today we got a 2008 BMW 535i that we diagnosed already, and we determined that the AC compressor was bad, and today we're here trying to replace it. Now I haven't seen any videos on how to replace this AC compressor on YouTube yet. I have done some type of research to try to figure out if there were some, but I haven't found any. So we're gonna do our best to show you as much as I can on how I'm gonna go about this process. The compressor sits right there in this area. If you look between those hoses, you see the charging port, the AC line right there between the air intake hose. So anyway, we're gonna have to remove air filter, all of these different air ducts, basically everything in the way, including the fan, and trying to gain access to the belt tensioner, remove the belt, and somehow remove the AC compressor. I think the procedure calls for about 3.5 hours, something like that. First time I'm doing it, it may take a little bit longer. That's just kind of how it is. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and try to take this piece right here, which held on by this, I think it's a T30. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we should be able to lift it up and maybe move it out of my way, because I think the cable is still going to be attached to it. This is the hood cable, so rather than trying to remove that, we can just take it up and just rest it way down there, and then we have access. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we can see the radiator and the radiator fan. Some of the connectors we may have to remove. Still got a lot to go before we can get enough clearance to see what exactly we're doing here. Again, now I'm going to go ahead and remove that. It's just held on by clips all the way around there, nothing else to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it just slides towards yourself and up. And then, in fact, let's just do it on camera. I mean, this is easy. Second clip there, third clip, fourth clip, fifth clip. Alright, so just lift it up, set it to the side. This one whole assembly will lift up, but there are some things attached to it. We got this clamp right here that we need to remove. You know what, in fact, let me remove this here, Doug, so you can see the clamp I'm talking about. So I'm just going to put on it, that's it. On the other side is there to just kind of wiggle it out. That's it, and it's out. And now, what do we got? We got this clamp here that we need to remove. We got another clamp on the other side right there that we need to remove. After those two clamps are removed, we're going to also press these two tabs on either side of this one. Let's see if I can one-hand it. It's kind of hard to do, but you get the picture. That has to be removed. And then this whole air cleaner is just on grommet, no bolts. Just pull up gently, it should come up after you remove the clamps, of course. So let's do that and come back. Okay, with the air cleaner out, as you see now, we're creating a little bit more space. We're seeing a little bit better. Now we're going to remove this. All right, so I was interrupted by a phone call there. So basically, we're going to take this one clip up, and then that's going to drop. We're going to remove this vacuum line so they don't, we don't mess them up, we don't tear them, or we don't break them in the process of moving things around. We're going to take that off. That's a T40, I believe. That little bolt there. Then we're going to remove this clamp from here. We're going to remove this clamp. This is just, you can see it open and close. So if you move it this side, it's open. You push it on the other side, it's closed. Top situation, one or the other. I forgot, but either way, even without closing it, when you push it, it clicks on. It's really solid, so nothing moves. It's not going to go anywhere. So basically, just like I said, creating room, whatever's in your way. Try not to actually remove that. Anything to do with the cooling system, that I'm not trying to touch if I can help it. So yeah, next thing, I'm just going to remove all of this duct work, whatever, around here, and we should be able to see the compressor after that, and we go to next phase here. All right. Okay, so we need to get this air duct right here out of the way. It's held on this side, at least I can see, by two T30 bolts. One of them is right there, already loosened. The other one is kind of a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit to the left of it, but a little bit more challenging to get to because of these hoses. So I decided to remove the fan to try to create some space. Now to remove the fan, from what I can see, I just see these two lines, like this one right here, that goes to the oil filter housing there. One line on this side, one line there. That's basically what I see. I don't see anything else really that is holding the fan on, except for maybe this right here, which I'm not sure how to deal with this yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Maybe this whole cowl, I guess, has to be removed, and then the fan can come out. I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out. But the more challenging part of the removing the fan is going to be this line right here, right there where the light is. There's a line right there. If you follow the line, it goes down to where it is actually, there's a bracket connecting that line to the fan, as you can see right there. in the middle of your screen, you see at the bottom there, there's a bracket connecting the line to the fan, and there's literally no space to get my hand there to remove that bracket. So that's going to be the main challenge, how to overcome that. I may have to go under the car, which I really did not want to do, just remove that shield. But I may have to do that just to try to remove that line. But I'll update you as I go. Let me just not waste too much time. Alright, so we took these lines off. Be prepared to have some spillage there as you remove these lines, of course. So from both ends, the fan and from the line itself, there's going to be some oil spillage. That's why I got this rag there to catch some of it, but ultimately you're going to make a mess. Then we're going to remove this cowling on top of the fan. I already removed this T20 bolts all the way around. It's like you know, just whatever's holding it back. So now I can kind of slide it out of here. And just remember the order in which you're taking things off. And of course, I made my first accident, which is this nipple right here. If you're working on BMW, you know what I'm talking about. This nipple is very brittle by this time. So this line was kind of stuck as I was going to try to pry it out of there. For some reason, my screwdriver touched this one, and boom, that's it. So that's what you see, all this coolant kind of spilled over here, unfortunately. But that's kind of part of the process. So it is what it is. We're going to have to get this line replaced now. I think this hose is about $40 in the store. So yeah, we're going to have to get that hose replaced. All right, keep it moving. Okay, so I did end up jacking up the vehicle to gain access to that fastener there that I told you about with the bracket, and that's how I was able to run it out of there. If I could show it to you, it's kind of a pain, but if you see that bolt or the screw that's protruding right there, that's what it was with the bracket and everything else. And so definitely not the best design as far as I'm concerned, because you can access from top. So this is basically what you have to do, and you have to really have a like a very small side, very extremely shallow socket to really get to it properly. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so there goes the fan. It comes with some type of couple of coolers there. At the bottom, not only would you get the bracket that's sitting here on a screw, but you're also going to get some of the lines that's kind of routed at the bottom here. You see those catches? Yeah, some of the cooling lines is going there. So you got to remove that. So there you go. So how to remove your fan. You know now how to remove your fan on this type of cars. BMW E60 turbo. So now that we're here, we can kind of see now the face of the compressor clutch. We still got to remove this air duct, which goes to the turbos right there in the back. Hopefully that's just a slide-on situation and not a bolt-on situation, because I really don't see much space out there. But it needs to be gone. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that we're at this stage, we're going to now remove the two AC lines, because that will allow us some slack here on this air duct going to the turbo, to be able to remove the air duct, because it's being blocked, as you can see there, by the AC lines. So the AC line is going to be hex 6. Of course, make sure it's tight. You have already removed the Freon. Oh, wait, that is extremely tight. All right, so we're going to run those up, out, and then move them out of the way, get some slack on this big hose right here, remove that hose, and then we're going to talk about the belt tensioner, which is a T60 going clockwise. Remove the belt, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to remove the AC compressor. All right, so belt is off, and this is the pulley I needed to be off. Some of these pulleys don't look too good, by the way, but what's important is we got it loose where we needed to have it loose. I wasn't able to get this this tube right here, turbo air duct or duct right there off, because really cannot see too well how it's connected to the turbo. Is it bolted with a clamp on, which I would, if it is, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna leave it alone, but I really can't tell. It looks like it's just sitting there. I don't know if you can see up there or not. Hopefully I can get a shot, but anyway, yeah, right there. You see that clamp there in the screen right there? Above that clamp, that's the pipe right there. It doesn't seem like it's, you know, it should be like something you can just pull on and it should come off. But honestly, I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna leave that alone and trying to work around it, because I don't want to create a second job for myself. Sometimes that's how you, you know, if there's a way to do it without having to mess with it, hey, let's not mess with it. So anyway, let's show you the bolts for the compressor. We got 3 bolts, 13 millimeter, one right there. That's the easy one right there. You can see it. Then you got one on the other side there. Can you see that one? No, I can see it, but I don't know. Shine the light here. You see way down there? Yeah, there's another bolt to the right. I don't know if you can see it in the middle of the screen. There's a bolt right there. So one there, and the other last one is from here. This one directly opposite to it at the bottom, another one. So let me go ahead and try to take those off, and we'll come back. All right, took 3 bolts off. The one at the bottom stays. Cannot take it out. If you get it from the bottom, it's super easy. Just get yourself one of these long ratcheting wrenches. There she is. All right, so pretty lightweight. Yeah, I think this would be the fill plug. I mean the fill plug for the Freon PAG oil. As I said, that last bolt will have to stay there. All right, let's get the new one because we're gonna have no time to waste. Honestly, overall, not a bad job, honestly. And this is with filming and everything, honestly. Besides that blunder I made there with the coolant hose, everything else went smooth. So it is what it is. I'm gonna measure. I hope it doesn't take no specialty oil, because all I have is PAG oil. So if it does, and hopefully it comes with the compressor, because I don't have it. I guess the guy already went ahead and opened up this box. All right, let's compare the 2 things there. That's the OE manufacturer, supposedly. And yeah, Denso right there. Made by Denso. So there you go. Part number, if you're interested, 471-1556. So we got exactly the same compressor here. So I'm gonna check the level of oil, PAG oil, and trying to put this the right amount. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think it takes PAG oil. I don't think it takes PAG oil. It says something about ND oil 8. If you can see it from there. It'll not focus now, huh? Now you don't want to focus. That sucks. Anyway, let me go ahead and, like I said, and empty it out and see how much I got to put back in. Okay guys, at this point the compressor is bolted. The lines are back together on this side, and on that side the air duct is secured. So now I'm going to bring the fan back inside here, put the fittings back where it needs to be, put that bracket back, that little painful bracket there. I wish I could omit that, but I can't, because I don't want it flapping around and making contact with the harmonic balancer. But yeah, so do that and come back and update you guys. Alright guys, just to go ahead and close out this video. So I'm now in the car. System is being charged up, behaving pretty nicely. Getting cold inside of here. I had to turn it down because of the blower noise, but it's getting absolutely cold. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but the fact that I'm freezing inside of this car, That means it's cold enough. Pressures are hanging out around 175 on the high side and about 30 to 35 on the low side, because I kind of want just a little bit more just to be on the safe side. But yeah, so that's what it is. Now I'm gonna take it for a test drive to finalize everything, and that's it. So hopefully the video is going to be helpful. Like I said, I looked online, I couldn't find anything to talk about this particular procedure. And by the way, that noise you're hearing, I think it's the fan. And I know in this type of vehicle, the fan is in the middle of the dashboard, which is a huge job. Let me actually turn it off. Right, see that? I turned the fan off, I turned the blower off, and see that? Let me turn the blower off. No more fan, look at that. So that's definitely going to be a problem. If he wants to replace that, I believe the fan is right behind here, in the middle of the dash, which is definitely not a fun job to do. Basically, half the dash got to be off to get to that fan, if I saw it correctly one day. Anyway, so hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed the video, you benefited from it. If you want to do this repair, don't be afraid of it. It's really not a big deal. It's just like a, like a typical BMW repair, which is taking off a lot of stuff just to get to what you need to get to. That's pretty much it. So, all right, thank you, and subscribe, please, to my channel, man. I need the subs, man, please. Thank you.